this sheet completed. You have, it'll say out there, about 2.5 weeks to get it done. We always start with the seniors because you guys have to look options and have lots of things to consider going into your senior year. And so sometimes it takes that whole 2.5 weeks to get everything thought out and done. So hard to know, we'll finish for your last year. It'll go by so fast. So let's go ahead and look at this. All right. Required senior classes. All the way through high school, you guys have had 4 required semester classes. This year you only have 2, unless, as you're finishing things up. You just have senior English and government. The best thing you can do is get into your Zello account, look at your course planner over the next couple days, and it'll tell you what you as an individual student need to graduate. Some of you might still need your speech requirements. Some of you might need your financial literacy requirements. But Zello will tell you that in the course planner. You guys remember how to use Zello in the course planner? All right, so government you can take regular or you can take college credit. You're going to pick that on your sheet and in Zello. Senior English you can take regular or college credit. Senior English does have a ACT requirement or a junior English grade that you have to get. So we'll take that ACT in a few weeks, and they can use that to decide if you can get into college credit. Both of those are good classes to consider. And then you're required your financial literacy, your speech, your fine arts, and your social studies elective. Those are other ones that you'll want to make sure you have done. Okay, so as you're picking your classes now, you're kind of getting to the end of your high school career. You kind of have an idea, and some of you may not, but you might kind of have an idea. Am I planning to go to a 4-year college? Am I planning to go to a 2-year technical college? Or am I planning to go straight to the workforce? How you pick your classes could depend on your pathway. If you are looking at a 4-year college, we highly, highly recommend the 4th year of Med. For some of you that may be calculus, and some of you that may be college algebra, pre-calc, or even an algebra 2 class. But if you're looking at 4 years, you take that 1 year off of math, guys, it's the first thing you forget. And if you can get college algebra done, calculus, you might as well get that done because that may be the last math class you ever have to take. So, a 4th science might be a good thing to consider as well. A lot of you I know are thinking about a career in the health field. If you are, then we have some advanced chemistry courses. We have human A&P. We have biology 2. If you're thinking about engineering or anything in construction science, you might think about physics. Lots of different science courses you can consider. Science courses are challenging, and if you're thinking about a 4-year college, taking that challenging course could be a good preparation for that. If you're looking at a community college, the 4th year of math isn't necessarily required, but it is recommended. It is a person that you forget, so we recommend that. And then you must meet all your graduation requirements, obviously, if you're looking at the workforce. So think about your pathway, and if you're considering, maybe you're thinking, maybe I'll go to a 2-year college, or maybe I'll go to the workforce. Always try to prepare for the highest requirements so that you're the most efficient. Okay, so graduation requirements checklist. These are all things that you've kind of looked at in Zello over the last 4 years. A lot of you may just be down to that English and the government. And if that's the case, then you're going to end up picking a lot of electives your senior year. All of you will. We always say if we have $1 for every senior that comes in and says, I don't know what to take. I've taken everything I want to take. We would have a lot. We wouldn't be rich, but we would have some money. So really think about those electives. This is your time to explore. Let's say you're thinking about, maybe I want to look at architecture. Maybe I'm thinking about graphic design. Now is your time to try those different classes to decide, is this something I want to take? Is this something I like? You don't want to explore in college when it costs you about $600 a class to explore. It's better to explore in high school. So these are all the different kind of things. You'll be looking at that through Zello. The newer classes, I say newer because a lot of these came actually this year, but they weren't on the sheet last year, so we're still going to take the time to make sure you guys are aware of them. World Geography will be a new course next year. You can take it this year. If you haven't taken your social studies requirement elective, it would count for that. If you have, you can still take it just if it's something you're interested in. Music appreciation, that came into play this year. It is a great dual credit class. If you're thinking about a four-year college, you will almost most likely need a music appreciation or an art appreciation or an architecture appreciation class. And it's one of those classes that when you take it in college, it can be very time consuming. And then you go to concerts or they'll make you go to art museums. And so if you try to get that done when you're in high school, it's one that I think is a great option. We also expanded our art department with Mr. Pacina this year with a lot of graphic arts and photo imaging. And so we have the photo imaging, the graphic arts. We also have advanced in both of those. Next year, we're going to bring back a class that we had several years ago called Hornet Print Design. Now, this one we found out about after we printed your sheet. So if you're interested in Hornet Print Design, I would write it on there as soon as possible so you don't forget. This class is going to be a class where they print things like t-shirts, banners. It's going to combine business parts and art parts into different ways to use art and work for it. So it's a great class.
Please come talk to Mr. Pacina if you're interested in Hornet Print Design.
Awesome. There is Mr. Pacina if you haven't had him yet. He's in the hard hallway. He would also probably take an email if you get down there. You can email him. Architecture for agricultural block. We offered that this year. They kind of had a hiccup at the semester, but if you are thinking about a career in either animal science or plant science for agriculture, that block is on your sheet underneath other. This year we sent it off to Sedgwick. I don't know for sure if we'll be able to do that again next year, but if not, we'll probably do it with Newton and college. And so if that's something you're interested in, make sure you mark it. We use these numbers to decide what class to block. So if you're interested, mark it, and then we'll know that that's something that we should be offering. Culinary arts is expanding to a full year class next year. So if that's something that you're interested in, it's going to be a full year, which will be able to go a lot more in depth. College credit. You guys, I know, are very interested in college credit. Lots of things open up your senior year. College credit. How many college credits here? I feel like it's an adult 150 class.
Around there.
Around there, yeah. And then if it's a 5-hour like science class, I think it's like 200. Very, very cheap, you guys. When you go to college, it's going to be 600, 800 class. So if you can take them now and then transfer, that'd be great. These are some of the different school credit classes we have. There's lots of things you can take. I always start off with the basic 5. I think Comp 1 and 2, college algebra, college speech, and psychology or sociology, those 5 are great classes that will transfer into almost any program and are guaranteed transfers in Kansas. Science is also great. Sometimes it gets a little bit more confusing on whether or not they'll transfer and how they'll transfer, but you can always do a transfer equivalency if you know where you're going. We'd be happy to kind of show you how to do that. We also have, like I said, a lot of kids in the medical field, so CNA and medical terminology are 2 classes that we also offer. Medical terminology is online, and CNA is in person. It's a 2-hour block, and so you'll see that it's 2 batches on the sheet. And then a lot of our CTE classes like cabinet making and woodworking and automotive, and business classes, they are available for college credit, and a lot of times they're free because of the Senate classes that you need. So those are some of our college credit. If you go into Zello, you can click on, if you go into like click the class, it'll have all different CTE areas, and then there's an area called dual credit. You can click on that and see any dual credit, all the dual credit classes we offer here. Because I get that question a lot. What are all the college classes I can take? Zello is your best friend in terms of this. So.
And you'll enroll and pay for those in August. We get a lot of questions like now, like, well, how do I enroll in the dual classes? How do I pay pay for those. Put it on your sheet, put it in Zello, and in August you'll go to the WSU Tech meeting with Miss Allen, and that's when you guys will officially enroll in that and pay for it. So,
Because you enroll in high school and you enroll in college. College study, actually, I already had this question today. College study, if you're wanting to go and take a class either online, like in Mr. Shepard's room for college study, you can't pick those a lot of times until summer or August or so. So we don't let you put it on your schedule for right now. If you do want to take a college study class, that means a class that we aren't offering your physical credit, but something in your field or something you're interested in. Like I've had kids take U.S. history, college credit, year. Then you would come see us, and then we change your schedule to college credit. It's not something you can pick on here, okay? Choose your electives as if you're not going to do college credit, and then spend some time in August, really August, finding the classes. You can Google like WSU Tech Interactive Schedule or WSU Interactive Schedule, and you can see the classes that they're offering for that fall semester. They're not offering them. We also offer the off-campus college blocks. Those are on the back of your blue sheet. These are all ones where you leave for a half a day. So the thing about a block program is they are great if you are thinking about getting your certification or your 2-year degree in that field. If you are wanting to get a head start on a 4-year degree, the block program will not help you do that because they are very specific classes in that field of study. So if you are interested in a career in auto service, information technology, then doing that program at WSU Tech would help you get that done in 2 years. But if you are wanting a 4-year degree in computer science, this one isn't going to let you get that far ahead because these classes don't transfer very well. It would be better if you're going to a 4-year degree to stay here and take English, math, speech, those kind of things. So ask your counselor, we can explain that a little bit more in depth if you're thinking about that. But if you want to mark one of those, just circle it on the back. If you're thinking about 3 of them, circle 3 of them. And then under other, there's a place for WSU. It would take up 4 hours of your day, but you only mark it as if it's going to take up 1, 2, 1 semester each. We have found it's a lot easier to remove classes than to add them in August. You guys have now earned your way to be the very highest on the totem pole of these classes. And so we want you to pick all the classes you want and then remove them if you aren't taking them so you can get first pick. Does that make sense? We move you into the WSU Tech classes in August. We do a lot in July and August. These are internships. Okay, also on the WSU Tech block, you have to have a 2.0 cumulative from freshman to senior to be considered. Internship. These are great programs, whether you're looking at going into the workforce, going to a 2-year program, or going to a 4-year program. Internship is great. About 2 hours a day, you can go off and work for somebody. Don't usually get paid. Sometimes you can, but not always. You do have to find your own internships, but if you go through the process, Mrs. Allen will kind of give you some ideas on how to call and get those set up, but we've had kids do it at engineering firms. Did you guys know the dog park here in our town was designed by one of our internship kids working for an internship firm? We've had kids do pharmacy, we've had kids do business, communications, all kinds of internships. We have a lot in the healthcare area here where you can go watch surgeries and things like that for 2 hours a day, right early in the morning. So, internship. You have to have a 2.0, you have to be on track to graduate. There's nothing you can mark on this sheet. Again, mark it as if you're not going to do internship. Then the applications actually open, I think in early March. There'll be an announcement. You fill that out, and then if you get accepted, once you've decided what hours you're going to do internship, once you find an internship, then we will remove classes. We're actually pretty good at figuring out what classes you don't want to take. Sounds like it'd be hard to not. We can kind of look at it and go, okay, these are ones we know they probably want. And then if we're wrong, we are changing. Come see us in August. Teacher's aide, library aide, office aide, peer mentor. The most popular teacher classes. If you are thinking about teacher's aide, each of your teachers has 2 sheets. Some of them are already gone, I've already heard. So talk to your teachers. You can sign up for that. Please do not fill out 2 different teacher's aide. That's not really fair to your teachers because I know I've heard kids say, I want to do 1 semester with this teacher and 1 semester with this teacher. Your teachers actually use their teacher's aides, and if they only get 1 semester of a student, that's kind of a disservice to them because they use the whole sheet on you. So think about which teacher you want to actually TA for and let that teacher know who's your sheet. So library aide, you need to meet with Miss S. She's got the library applications in her office. She likes to just see every kid. She can give them an application. Office aide, the office aide applications are with Mrs. Nash and Mrs. Ricks in the office. Those are a little bit more in depth. There's some teacher recommendations and things because there's a lot of confidentiality in the office. It's a fun job though. We try to get 14 of them all day. So please fill those out if you're interested. And then peer mentor. Peer mentor is different than TA. You're not just running copies for your teachers. You're not giving coffee. You're not doing that kind of stuff. You are helping kids out in that class. They're really good at math. I know our math teachers love to have peer mentors to help with math. Those are an online application. If you mark it on your sheet, you will get sent the online application to fill out. So make sure you're checking your email. We kind of have the philosophy of if you can't read your email, then maybe you shouldn't be a peer mentor. So if you're not checking your email and you don't see that application, then that's maybe a weeding out process. Those all need to be done in the next 2.5 weeks as well.
Don't mark on your sheet TA or office aide or library if you didn't fill out the application, okay? Because then you'll just get put into one of the alternates.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
And we don't do alternates until July, so you just lost your chance to have the highest pick. So you just got really down at the bottom, and then this is what I think we get this every year. Office aide, library aide, teacher's aide, and you just gave up all your picks. And I hear from kids, well, I just more filling out. You guys get the best picks. You finally get to take whatever you want to take with nobody else taking it over you. Don't give up your picks, okay? Advanced weight, lifetime fitness. Lifetime fitness, if you fill it out, you will be sent an application, and then based on that application, we remove you or put you in, that kind of thing. Weights, pick regular weights. If you want to do advanced weights, you'll be sent an application if you're approved for doing this. Okay? If questions on that, ask us for questions on lifetime fitness, you can ask them as well. Senior release. Oh, the other most popular senior choice. We don't even deal with that till November. There's nothing you can mark on your sheet, nothing you can do until November. So let go of the senior release dream until next November. Work and study, also next November. None of those we can do in the fall. And so don't even worry about it. Don't even talk about it until November. Okay? Early graduation. Do I have some kids in here that are thinking about graduating in December? That's awesome. We have an application in our counseling office that you take home to sign, bring back. We need those done in the next 2.5 weeks as well. You will probably need summer school, almost definitely at least probably 2 classes. They are $140 a class. So if you're thinking about graduating early, know that it's probably going to be about $240 to do so. We think that's great. If you want to graduate in December, come get that form. It's going to go by like that. So those we had, I know I had 2.
I had 2.
So we had about 5 graduate roles this year. You guys are experts on Zello. We were trying to train our new teachers this year in Zello, and it can be a little overwhelming for teachers. But you guys are the experts. You've been doing this now, especially through the Valley Center for 4 years. You know how it works. You know how easy it is. You're going to go in there, log in, see what you need, start filling it out, get your sheet signed. We kind of have it as a 2-step process. I I think it's kind of nice to look at this sheet, but we also use it because we need your parent signature on it. You guys are still, even if you're going to be 18 going into next year, you still need your parent permission on it. So fill out the Zello and submit. You guys remember how Zello works? You're going to pick your required, you're going to pick electives. Now, it looks like you don't have that many electives, but as you start adding them, it grows. So you will pick 11 and a half electives. If you're taking a fourth year of math, that will be an elective, unless you fail some. If you're taking a fourth science, that will be an elective. Any of your year independent requirements are in purple, you've got to get those. If you click on them, it will tell you what qualifies for one of those classes. And then always pick your 4 alternates. It won't let you submit until you pick them all. Then when you are done, you should have 14 X's on here. 7 hours times 2. And 4 A's. Make sure you put an A for the alternate. Remember, so we know which one's an alternate. Have it signed and returned to your advisory teacher by February 21st. If you have questions, or guys, you might get in there and it won't let you, there's a problem, email us. We check our email 5,000 times a day, and it's really easy for us to log into Zello for you and to do it. You can also come see us, but I'm guaranteed if you email it, it'll probably be fixed in, and then you can go in. The number one question we get is how do I remove a class? If you go into your course planner, and there's a little tiny button that says show courses, and you click on that, it'll show you all the electives, and then you can remove it there. Help each other on that. We can show you as well. But you will need to pick your classes, submit it. What do I forget? What questions? Yeah.
Let's say I'm in half the year, I'm gonna maybe go to classes that I need to restrict to electives.
Yeah, for if you're wanting to do Division 1, there are classes. If you already filled out your NCAA, so kind of tell you what classes you have to take. Otherwise, you can come see us. We have a form that you fill out in terms of that. Zello has a button you can kind of look at, but I don't know how correct it is. Zello's kind of, we have a form that we can look at as well. Really, it's take as much science as you can, as much math, foreign language, you can do social studies electives. That's really where exactly you have to make sure you have enough of those. What other questions? No questions? The biggest thing is, I will get this question right here. See, what do I need to graduate? Where do you figure out where you need to graduate? Zello. We tell you it's individualized just for you. This is what I was going to say. If you are a student, it should still be okay. But if there's something sometimes it doesn't grab a science or it doesn't grab something, let us know. Fix that. If you fail a bunch of classes, Zello gets real tricky. It's going to force you to. There's some kids that have to enroll in many classes, so it's going to make you pick your requirements. If you have failed a lot, it may just be easier for you to submit your school sheet to your advisory teacher and then have a one-on-one into the class. If you tell your teacher that that's why you weren't able to submit to Zello, they can still give you your points. Okay, per issue. If you have a lot of modified classes, they're already in there. Already put those in. If you don't know what modified classes are, you don't need them. If you have Mr. Jan or Mr. Hughes as a teacher, quite a bit of the day you're going to get a different enrollment board and a couple of meetings on that. Other questions? Yeah. Lifetime activity is it's a PE class in which you work one-on-one a lot with some of our more students. One-on-one with that. That's the one you have to have the application. I think that's called a lifetime activity. What else?
staring at AG ads.
Oh, you grew up.
Fact.